So I started this carnivore diet back in August, and I initially was just gonna go for the 30-day challenge, which I did actually. I hit 30 days, and at that point, 30 days, I knew, all right, I could start reintroducing other stuff. I hit my goal, and that was it. I mean, an elimination diet like the carnivore diet, which is just meat and water, means I had to literally rule out everything else. So when I hit the 30 days, I knew, let me reintroduce stuff, because there's a lot of stuff that I like that are not necessarily in that diet, but I believe are still very good for me. I love having salad. There's a lot of vegetables that I love and enjoy, so I see no reason to deprive myself of those. But the first meal that I reintroduced, which probably wasn't smart, was Borgatti's ravioli. And the main reason is because I love them, for one, and two, I work with them. So naturally, I have a I don't want to use the word proclivity, but I had, essentially a craving for it. They were there. And so I made them, and it was so much at once for my body after not having it for 30 days that I actually ended up getting sick. And, at that point I was like, oh man, I gotta just stay back on just meat. So I pretty much have stuck with that, ever since, where it's like mainly meat, really not much alcohol. I mean, I cut it out completely, outside of, a drink on my wife's birthday, a drink on our, and literally a drink, like clear, I think it was gin, and then wine, a glass of wine on our anniversary. But, you cut it out, and you realize, because you start to associate with like how you feel after you have certain things, so it just becomes like not worth it. You want to feel better. But ever since, I guess 30 days would have been like the end of September, so now we're in the beginning of November. I've mainly been carnivore. It doesn't mean I haven't had other meals. It's okay. For me, it's not about like, oh, you can't have this, you can't have that. It's just I stick to the mainly carnivore diet because of honestly how I feel from it. I have such a better sense of my body and the reaction to food, and the energy level, and really using food as fuel. I mean, I'd rather put good gas in my car, but I just go with the cheapest gas because it works and my car takes it. Plus the price of premium gas is just ridiculous, which is why I never want to borrow my sister's car again, because filling that up was just, that hurt, especially as a Jew, having to spend that much money. But no, it's meat is, it's a medicine. Food is a medicine, and meat is fuel, and just like right now, it's the morning, and I think a lot of people frown upon, oh, you're just gonna have meat, like that's gross, how could you have meat in the morning, steak in the morning? And it's like that's fine, like that's okay. I do it because I know, the role that it plays in setting the tone for the day, and how it will really contribute to my productivity level, to my overall energy level, to how I feel. That's what it does, so I stick with it. So for me, it's not like a tribal thing, like oh, I'm gonna do this and do that, and I'm not gonna have this and have that. It's like, it's just, okay, hey, I eat this because I like it and I like how I feel on it, so I'm gonna stick with that, and that's it, so I don't judge anybody else for what they eat. If they judge me for what I eat, that's okay. I'm not mad about it. I know that's just what people tend to do. it's a perfectly normal thing to judge, I guess, you know, like even if it's subconsciously, right? Like, I don't think people are bad for it. I just think inherently we have an opinion about things. And so people tend to have an opinion about diets, you know, and the misconceptions about a lot of diets. So whatever. But I'm home now, ready to make my steak. What? Whoa.